First, Anthony.
Yeah, guys, this Guardians is brought to you by Prize Picks, the daily fantasy app where making the right call can pay off. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right means cashing in. With football back, Prize Picks is the simplest and fastest way to get in on the action. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player projections, and you can turn your takes into real prizes, all in less than 60 seconds. I've been playing Prize Picks now, and it's so much more fun than paying attention to any of my other 2 fantasy teams. I like the daily stuff. I like the weekly stuff. So go download Prize Picks app today and use code LOCKEDONNFL to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That is code LOCKEDONNFL for $50 in lineups after your first $5 play. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
All right, so now, coming up later in the show, we'll talk about what the Guardians have coming up in terms of the series with the Tigers. But let's talk about what happened this weekend and over the last few weeks, guys. G, why don't you start with your instant reaction to the Guardians sealing the deal this weekend and making the playoffs?
First and foremost, my peoples was in town. They was excited. They didn't even hardly watch the Browns.
You say my peoples. What does that mean?
My mom, my dad. There was mom, dad, and my younger brother and my niece.
Came to your house?
Came to the house.
Yeah. Thanks for clarifying that.
Yeah. My peoples, it's like it could be cousins.
It could be anybody. It could have been me.
Yeah, it could have been. You could have been peoples at the crib.
Making sure I'd be included.
Yeah, you in the camp, man. You know what I'm saying? As always, man. If your number start with a 330, you in the camp. So I will say this: they came in pumped. They watched all the games this weekend. And the thing I commend the Guardians with is, I compare them to all the rest of the teams all the time, and that's what we're going to do. That's just what happens when you got sibling rivalry. But the thing I enjoy the most about the Guardians is take a look at the roster, the playoff roster. Take a look at the guys that they had on to finish the season that won the division. How many of them was in the minor leagues at one point in time?
This year?
This year.
Quite a bit.
Guys down and up.
Yeah,
guys going down. Rocchio, Valera, guys who Cavaliers came on up.
So we can go through it real quick.
All right.
We got on the hitting side. You've got Rocchio.
Mm-hmm.
You got Martinez.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Arias. You've got Cafis.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Rodriguez. You've got Noel. That's 6.
That's 6.
Am I forgetting anybody else?
Did they send
Manzardo down early?
No. No, he was up all year.
Valera.
Valera.
Yeah.
7. So that's at least 7 on the hitters.
Schneemann?
I think he was up the whole year, Schneemann.
I'll check, but
because I think he started with the team. I want to say, yeah, and I think Schneemann was on the team the whole year. Now, pitchers: Ciccone, Cantillo, Messick. That's 3 of your 6 starters. In the bullpen, Zach Kent, although I don't think he's going to be on the playoff roster. Matt Festa.
I cannot believe you're saying these names right now.
Yeah.
Because if you'd have said these names to me 3 months ago, I'd have been like, you could be making them up.
Yeah, right.
You could literally be making these names up. And this team's going to the playoffs.
Yeah,
they won the division.
That's at least 12 off the top of my head.
Off top.
That's half the team.
So
I'm probably forgetting 1 or 2 bullpen guys on the back end of the pen.
Half of the squad was in the minor leagues.
Yeah.
And you know what they did? They not only came in and got hot, they had to win like 20 out of 22 through 23 games.
They won 19 out of 23, I believe, to conclude the season.
So it just goes to show you. We was killing Stephen Vogt. We was like, yo, did the team quit on him? It was, Tanner Bobby going off in the dugout. You had multiple people under investigation, but guess what? They came in every single day. It was like, it don't matter who's up. It don't matter who's in the minors. It don't matter if you was in the minors. Whoever is in this locker room, we depend on you to get it done. Pitching was fantastic. I almost said fantabulous. I've been watching too much E. Watching too many Kardashians. It was fantabulous. And they turned around and put the Tigers in a position now where if you're the Tigers and you got to play the Guardians 3 games at home, and they already got the Scooble. Mind you, they got the Scooble multiple times. This dude was unhittable, and they got to him 2 series in a row. To me, this is one of the greatest improbable comebacks in the history of not only baseball, but all sports, Bull, because To do that, Dustin, 19, 20 games in a row, you had to have that just to get to the last part of the season? It's impossible.
Well, there's obviously a big factor that the Tigers had an epic collapse
as well.
It's part of
both things had to happen.
Part of the story. I mean, maybe they're in the playoffs, but they're not winning this division without the Tigers having this epic collapse.
Yeah.
With that being said, this is historical. No team's ever made up a gap of 15 and a half games in the history of Major League Baseball. I didn't know that until this morning. I heard it on the radio.
Yeah.
My man D. Ryder talking about it. And I was thinking to myself, that's insane. 15 and a half games. And the Guardians, they didn't just make the playoffs. They won the division. They took the division.
Right.
Like, we have a movie made about this organization called Major League. And that movie felt like far-fetched. This is far-fetched, what they're doing right now.
It's funny that you say that because I was just saying yesterday morning, Zach and I were doing the Guardian show, and I said, this is the team that's closest to the Major League team.
100%.
From that movie.
Because they got a bunch of slappies.
Yeah, I mean, this is the worst lineup that's ever made the playoffs. I've ever seen make the playoffs.
They're doing it with non-scholarship guys.
I mean,
walk-ons.
So
walk-on hitters.
None of my criticism early in the year for the front office changes. None of it. But the players and the coaching staff deserve a ton of credit because they could have easily, there were a lot of teams
folded
that packed it in and said, we'll get them next year. They could have easily done it. They won 19 of 23. They had to. I mean, I guess technically they could have lost one more, but they basically had to win almost every game for 3.5 weeks, and that's what they did. For this team to win 88 games, think about this. The other 5 division winners in Major League Baseball have a run differential of plus 75 or better. All 5, plus 75 or better. The Guardians' run differential is -6.
So
how's it possible? You've never seen this before.
No. I've never seen a team come back down 15. They were down 11 games on September the 4th. That was 25 days
that
ago.
Wasn't even a whole month
they
ago.
were 11 games out in 3rd place, and they won the division by a game. I mean, it's just bonkers.
And I think now they've been in the playoffs. Is it now 15 out of 20? I mean,
no, 15, not 15 out of 20. I don't know. I'll have to go back and look at it. But obviously, they've been a decent amount of times.
I mean, in the last 10 years, it's just You look at this, so it doesn't really matter who they got. The pieces really kind of changed around Jose Ramirez. And by the way, they were sellers at the deadline too. They sold.
They traded Shane Bieber.
And here we are.
And again, we'll look ahead in a minute, a little later. But it was just so fun watching. They celebrated on Saturday when they clinched the playoffs.
And I thought they'd lose.
They celebrated again yesterday.
I thought they'd lose yesterday, but
it didn't matter ultimately because the Tigers lost.
It didn't, but then it was Roku that hit the home run.
Roku hits that home run.
Yeah, I mean, because they give up the 3 runs in the top of the 10th.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they're just like, who cares? We still won the division.
Right.
Like, it doesn't matter. And then they come back and win.
I know. I mean, nice way to cap it off.
It's so Guardians. The previous night, you get to walk off his back.
Right.
Wait, like that's how you how do you even celebrate that? Yeah, dog.
Yeah.
I fell right into that pitch.
Wins a win.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take that. Listen, I'm gonna enjoy it. And the thing about it is, I was talking to Bull about the playoff series. I said, man, when did they change this up? Where was I at when you got into the wild card where you get 3 home games?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
what
only
an
been.
advantage.
I think it's only been 4. I think this is the 4th or 5th year that it's been there. As you can see, the playoff games are all at 1 o'clock. We'll talk more about that later.
Oh, I was just gonna say.
Yeah.
Last 10 years, they've only missed the playoffs 3 times. They missed them in 2015, 2021, and 2023.
2023.
And just think, if the Browns had that level of consistency, what would we be saying?
Oh yeah. I mean, during that time, the Browns have gone to the playoffs once.
We could knock them.
Twice. Sorry.
We could knock them. We still want them to spend money, but you still can't knock the fact that 7 out of the 10 years, we always, with less money, with less talent, with less everything, consistently get it done and go to the playoffs.
It is a good organization in a lot of ways, especially when it comes to pitching. That always gives you a chance. And coming up later, we'll talk about the matchup of the Tigers and what the the potential pitching matchups might look like. We know Scooble is going to go for the Tigers in Game 1.
Gavin.
I assume it'll be Gavin Williams
Better
for the
be. It's
Guardians.
It's listed as Gavin right now.
Better
Yeah,
be.
I know Vogt hasn't announced it officially, but it will be. But who will they use if there is a game